I'm leaving. Bye. Did you call your mom today?
Yes.
Better call your mom and wish her happy Mother's Day.
Yes.
Okay. Oops. So I'm just going to pick up my brother. Pick up some supplies and like flowers and stuff. I think I'm gonna garden. I want to do some gardening. So I think I'm gonna pick up some little flower pot. I'm so terrible. Like last Mother's Day I planted flowers and I never went back the whole summer to go and see if the flowers even bloomed or anything.
Hello?
Yo, bro.
Oh, I see you. I'm just in the backyard.
Okay. Alright.
Okay, just give me a minute or two.
Alright, cool. So yeah, while I wait for my brother, I wanted to talk about a situation that I experienced. For anybody, pretty much I lost my mom when I was 9. As a child growing up, I had a big support system. Like my family was very supportive. You know, my mom's 2 sisters, my 2 aunties, they're there for us and everything. But as I got older, like I talked to a few people about, like, I know some people were saying that like their loved ones come to visit them like in dreams, and I've always wanted that. Like I've always wished for my mom to come to me in a dream. I think I've had dreams with her, but like I guess what people meant was like they actually come to you in a dream and they talk to you. Obviously they're not back to life, but like a visit, you know, like I've heard people say it. I've had family members tell me that my mom has visited them, you know, and I was so jealous. I'm like, how come my mom hasn't visited me? Like, you know, I've wanted her to visit me, and I've talked to like a few different people. I've talked to some church people, I've talked to co-workers, and some people say, yeah, they believe in that. Like they say their loved ones have visited them in dreams and stuff. And I just feel like last year I kept praying about it, and I kept asking God to, like, I was like, please send her in a dream, like I want to see my mom, you know. And I don't know, like this weird thing started happening to me last year, and I looked it up, and I know that other people experience it too. It's like when I was going to sleep, I felt like this thing come over me, and it was like not a thing, but like a feeling, like a force. And it was like I was wide awake, but it's like I couldn't move, I couldn't talk, and it was very uncomfortable. Like the feeling, it was like a force, like some waves going through my body, and it's like I'm like trying to move and I can't. Like it's like I'm trying to talk, I'm trying to call my auntie, I'm like, auntie, like, you know, I'm trying to call somebody in the house and I can't. And I'm like, I know I'm not sleeping, like I'm awake, like I am wide awake, you know. And it's like I can't do anything. It's like I'm awake, but it's like something holding me. And I looked it up. I can't remember the name for it. It's called sleep paralysis or something. But I was just wondering, like, why is that happening to me? Is that like a bad spirit? Is that like, you know, is that like why like some people say it happens to anybody. I don't know, like I have a feeling it has to do with this, because there was a point in time when it would happen like a couple nights in a row, like to the point where I was afraid to go to sleep. Like I would go in my cousin's room and like I would tell my cousin about it. One time I slept beside her and she was like, okay, go to sleep and I'm gonna watch you and see, you know, and everything. Like nobody can see what's happening, and it's, you know, it's still happening, but nobody can actually see it, right? And like there was nights where like I didn't want to sleep in my room anymore. Like it was haunting me. So like, and then it stopped after a while. I kept praying about it, and I, you know, and it went away. And then when I moved into my new apartment like a few months ago, I started praying again. I'm like, I want to see my mom in a dream. I said, God, please, like, you know, even if it's just once, like I want to get that one lucky chance. And when I started praying about it, it came back, and I'm like, oh my gosh, not this again, you know. So then I said, you know what, I'm gonna stop praying about this. Like I gave up, you know. And I talked to my cousin, and she was saying, you know, sometimes when your loved ones pass away and they try to visit you, remember they don't have their body anymore, so they come in the form of spirits. So it comes like, I'm like thinking, like what I took from that was that maybe she's trying to visit me but she can't, or either when I prayed about it, because you know the devil is listening, right? I don't know if like the wrong spirit heard and, you know, came towards me. Like, I don't know what it is. Like, I know there's a lot of people out there who don't believe in that stuff, and I don't believe in ghosts either. Like, you know, like, I don't believe in all those bad stuff. Like, I always think, oh, that couldn't happen to me. Like, you know, my family's very blessed. But it happened, and this time it happened right when this time I just put two and two together. I said, you know, just when I prayed about it, it just happened. It's just starting to happen again. So I don't know if it has to do anything with that, but I gave up on that. I stopped praying about it, and ever since I stopped praying about it, it stopped happening. So, like, I don't know if my mom was trying to visit me or not, like, you know, but I just feel like I should visit her more often. Like, it's been like 12 years since she's passed, and like, I used to be so afraid to go to the cemetery by myself. I've gone by myself. Right now I'm going with my brother, but I am able to go by myself, and so I think I'm just gonna start going more often. I thought about it too, like, how could I want her to visit me so bad, and like, I barely visit her, you know, like, I barely go there. But there was one year when I went with my auntie, and she made it very fun for me. Like, she brought like blankets, and we it was almost like a little picnic. Like, we sat down and we brought our little gardening tools, and we dug up all this stuff, and we cleaned up her stone, and like, you know, and we put music on, and it was just relaxing. And ever since then, like, last Mother's Day I went by myself, and I brought my little boombox, and I just played my music, and I just sat there, and I just cleaned up, and I bought a couple like flower and fences, and I planted it and everything, but I didn't even go back to see if the flowers were even blooming. So I'm gonna start going more often. I think that will help me a little bit in internalizing it. Yeah, I've gotten over it as a child, like losing my mom and everything, because I guess I had that family support and everything. I talked to one of my aunties, and she said, you know, the time when you're gonna feel it the most is either when you're graduating, or when you're getting married, or when a big event is happening. And I feel like as I'm getting older, like, even my little things that I'm doing, like I'm starting my YouTube channel and stuff like that, I feel like now I'm starting to feel it more. Like, oh my gosh, I want my mom here to see all of this stuff. I graduated college, my mom wasn't here for that, you know. Hopefully I get married one day, she's not going to be there for that. Now I'm actually thinking about those things, and yeah, hopefully I can help other young people who've lost a loved one, a parent, a mother, a father, anybody that's really dear to them. I want to keep the discussion open, so please comment below if you've had an experience like this, or if you've lost a loved one, or that's very dear to you. How did you cope with it, of losing a loved one as a child? You know, luckily I remember my mom. Like, I was old enough when she passed away. I was 9, and so I do have memories. Like, I know a few people who've lost their parents from when they were like babies and don't have any memories with them. So you doing? Going on an adventure today, and I'm just catching some memories, you know. Yeah, exactly.
The time is now. It's all about the here and now.
Yeah. Main champagne, yeah, big up.
Solo.
Serving customers, I'm a Tita hustler. Serving customers, I'm a Tita hustler. Serving customers,
I'm gonna work when it's fire. You better ask your supplier. But nothing's worse than looking back when I was hurt, and in the back streets when I'm lurking. But I never really got nervous. Niggas keep telling stories, but they ain't giving you the right version. The paper keeps stacking up while I'm cruising down the street,
And I'm swerving.
Work is hot in the box, looking like laundry detergent.
my homie from the bay, call me on the freeway. I told that nigga I ain't sleeping 3 days.
Yeah.
Yo, this camera's tough.
Yeah.
Yo, this is a good camera to actually make videos, you know?
Yeah.
Like some like music videos. No filet mignon, but we had some steak with friggin' shrimp on top with some special cream sauce on top. You know,
Yo, it makes me hungry right now. Like,
about to go run up in Dollarama.
Man,
Yeah,
I like those.
We on a country tip. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. Oh wow, that suits you. Giddy up, cowboy.
Got shit on us.
So we've arrived. Woohoo. These are like from last year.
One's more noticeable.
Yeah, so we got some new ones.
Yeah.
Some flower pots. Got some gardening stuff,
some
you know.
time.
Talking to Auntie about it, and she said that this area here, like you see how they're all flat, you can't get any tall stones here.
Oh, you not?
Yeah,
Okay.
like you notice all of them are like flat stones. Like over there is like the nice ones. I know, I wanted to get her like one of those.
Yeah.
Into it, you know.
True.
So now we're gonna, this is the before shot, we're gonna clean up this and make it all pretty. I like this idea with the brick wall because we can just plant like flowers and stuff in there. Like even those, like everybody, they have nice things here. Like this is cute. Oh, that's cute. I'm so sad because we bought these new stands,
Alright, well, if anything,
but we bought two tall big ones. I can't find them, so I think we left them in Dollarama. So now I'm gonna attempt my skills at gardening. I don't know anything about gardening. So this is the finishing touch. We still got some work to do when we come back, but we got the stone cleaned up a little bit. It's still wet. And hopefully our flowers start blooming.
I'm not even gonna lie, I kind of want to compete with everybody.
I know.
I want ours to look the best. We actually have it looking like somebody's backyard. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like something like what they have.
Yeah.
A little bit more.
I just noticed that.
Yeah, because they actually may put
Because
their name above.
you can.
Yeah, so we can put something equivalent to a stone.
Yeah.
Yeah. Even bigger.
That's nice too.
Looking at
We gotta get something like that.
ideas.
Yeah.
Got a flag there, like I like how even though
Yeah, a British flag.
and a UK flag.
Yep, UK repping it.
They pay respects to the woman that gave us birth. It's
Big
kinda
ups, Mom.
sad being here, but at the same time we gotta celebrate her life, and appreciate like what she did. She made us who we are.
Yep. She did a lot of traveling and stuff just to settle down, and she moved from one end to another. She moved to a next country to make a life for us. You know what I mean?
Okay, to Canada,
To Florida.
Yo, R.I.P. to the #1 black queen. You know what it is. She was far from a crack fiend. She was the type of woman that worked hard. She was the type of woman that wore scars just from working so long. You know what it is. She had to work hard to provide for her family. Right now, that's why the whole family collide, and we sit back and just think about life. You know what it is. Everybody gotta live right. That's why we gotta show respects now. You know how it is. I've been thinking about the time when I took my first step. Wow, it's crazy. Now I'm 28 years old and I'm far from lazy. Everything ain't gravy, but the world ain't shady. Just some of the people are. But my mom wasn't one of them. She was a queen from far. You know how it is, man. We speaking from the heart. Play our part. We've been with you from the very start. Just those big ass dimples was flying.
I know.
The dreadlocks swinging. I'm still kind of upset.
Why didn't I get
cut
my?
them.
I know, eh?
I
But she
didn't
looked
want
nice
you,
with
but
short hair.
I know it was really hot out there, You know what I'm saying? So I feel your pain.
For real. She's like, nah, I just have to cut the dreads. Yo, her dreads were long, yo.
Oh, I love their dreads.
It's hot. Oh my gosh. It was good. It was good. A little adventure.
Yeah, it's a good feeling,
Yeah.
Coming out here, brighten up my day a bit.
Yep.
Go get this dinner popping.
Yes. Now we
Take my lady out, stepson.
Yeah.
know?
Happy Father's Day.
People say
Well, your
that
day's
he looks
coming.
like me.
Well, it just looks picture perfect, right?
Yeah,
So-
exactly.
Yo, we should swing by Grandma real quick.
Oh yeah, yeah. Why
We
not?
don't have to put nothing there. We'll just
Yeah, we
swing
might
by.
as well. Yeah, I know.
Because she's here. I was like, wait, we're gonna
That we
leave.
don't
I know.
even-
Grandma's probably cussing us right now.
I know.
What is this?
Me already.
Yeah.
You want Chante and Sean? You're the one living there.
Well, yeah, you guys went a couple weeks now. Grandma? You know Grandma, I have a picture. I don't know if you saw it. I have a picture of Grandma standing on her lot.
Yeah?
She picked that spot, eh?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
She kept it real with herself, knowing that, you know, everybody has an expiry date, you know?
Yeah.
And she knew
I remember
her
when
time
she was buying her
coming.
coffin, she
She
brought
left
me.
with a smile.
Yeah. Like, she was like, come and look what the coffin look like, man. And I'm like, Grandma, I don't want to look at no coffin. I'm like, I don't want to look at that. Like, she's like, come on, man. You have to know what it look like. So when them bury me, you can say, no, that's not the right coffin. And I'm just like, are you serious?
Yeah, that's Grandma for you.
I couldn't believe it, yo. I love hers, eh? Hers is like so personalized. But yeah, no, there's a picture of Grandma standing right here with her cane. Oh, yeah? And she's like, this is my lot. He's smiling like, I'm gonna find that picture. She's standing on top of her lot. Like,
I'm telling
how
you,
many
man.
people do that? You know what
Not
I mean?
too
Yo, my
many.
grandma's phenomenal. Big.
We love you, Grandma.
Love you.
We always miss you, man.
Yeah.
You know, you were like an inspiration to us. We didn't play around when we step out of the line, you know. You
Oh,
would
yeah.
drop for the belt, you know, like true black woman.
Yo,
do.
she dropped for the cardboard, but anything.
You already know how the kin in the blood, you know.
For real.
West Indian, that's what it is, man.
Yeah.
You know.
Grandma was
Keep the
straight
roots
Jamaican.
strong.
Grandma was like hardcore, like.
Yeah, she never changed.
She
for
never,
nothing.
not at all. She
Came
lived in
to
Canada for how many
many
years?
And she act like she just came here.
Exactly. She acting like she lived in Canada as if she was back home, you know?
Yeah, you know.
One time I was pouring some of my cornflakes in the in my bowl. So I was pouring the milk over it, right?
Yeah.
You know how you fill up your cereal? Oh, that's too much milk, man. I'm just like, Grandma, it's not even covering the cereal. And then I snuck back and I actually had to sneak and go back and pour some.
Trying to tell you how to eat your cereal.
For real, cause like I guess like back in her day, like they had to preserve. They couldn't like just pour milk like that, you know? Like the way how I poured it. The way how I was pouring it though, yo, I love my milk. Like I was fill up the bowl, like you know.
That calcium keep the bone strong.
For real. We want to shout out all of the mothers today on Mother's Day. The mothers, the biological mothers, the stepmothers, the mothers who were like mother and fathers, the single mothers, you know,
All
the poor
strong,
mothers.
independent women out there.
Straight, all of you guys. Big you guys up today.
Big up, big up.
We wouldn't be anybody without mother figures. Big up Auntie Sandra, Auntie Laverne, everybody,
Peaches,
yeah,
the whole nine, you know?
everybody out there. Even some of my co-workers that I've known over the years, they're like mother figures and they give me advice. Because as children, we lost our mom, and you know, we're very fortunate to. God put a lot of good people in our lives, so I'm very blessed and grateful that I met a lot of people that I know.
Keep the family tree strong. You know, it's my little big sister. You know, she's grown. She's doing big things.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? I'm really proud of her, and I know that Grandma and our mom would be really proud too.
Yeah.
And they are proud because they're still living in the spirit. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
They ain't here in the flesh, but the spirit lives forever.
Forever.
You know, and then we know where they're going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah,
we know
for
where
sure.
We're going too.
Yeah. All right. So happy Mother's Day, everybody. Mwah. Thank God for AC right now. Like
You know what I'm saying?
it's a killer outside, yo. It's only May. Imagine June and July. Well, I'm not complaining. I love this heat, yo. I prefer this over winter any day.
Listen. Get used to the fact that I'm illin', and even if I die, my music's still living. Get used to the fact that I ain't broke no more. I'm leaving all my problems out the door. I got used to the block and got used to the avenue. So you better learn to get used to my attitude. You fools already know where I'm heading. Like gifts, you better get used to my presence. This is the art of lyricism. I can take criticism. A lot of people is fake and I can see it in them. And if you listen to my song, you can feel my rhythm. These haters start talking smack when the weed is in them. Yeah, these niggas get paid and they wasting bread. Busting their hammers and missing, that's a waste of lead. I understand why hungry niggas turn murderers, cause they sick of having a crib with no furniture. And that ain't something people wanna get used to. I know a kid that was 11 rolling with a deuce. He never lived to see 16. Living a glamorous life was a big dream. Everything I say ain't nothing but truth to it. The rhymes that I spit, you gotta get used to it. Everything makes sense, like Rick, shit. And the cops ain't got a case with no evidence. Get used to the fact that I'm illin', and even if I die, my music's still living. Get used to the fact that I ain't broke no more. I'm leaving all my problems out the door. I got used to the block and got used to the avenue. So you better learn to get used to my attitude. You fools already know where I'm heading. Like gifts, you better get used to my presence. Makes broke people mad at me, even though I dealt with the pain and the agony. Some of it was mentally and some of it was physically, but you just can't stop something that was meant to be. Don't let niggas gas you up like car batteries, cause I can make your soul define gravity and turn you to an astronaut after I blast your knot for trying to scheme on the cash I got. Coming up in the streets, the feds try stopping me. Now they kids bump my shit and start copying me. I realize everything happens for a reason. Like a dictionary, every word's got a meaning. When I smoke, it's kinda like an iron when it's steaming. The life that I'm living feels like I'm still dreaming. Too many haters around, that's what I notice. Their words is like candy, everything sugar coated.